And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Tank Kramer. We're gonna watch Mufasa The Lion King. I'm not sure what to expect from this movie because The Lion King is my favorite movie of all time. Me and Kenny, we,
Yeah.
we're here with that. So I'm not sure what was gonna happen. But let's watch the trailer. Tell me if you guys like it. Do you like that? Apparently, Mufasa and Scar aren't brothers.
Mm.
Let's watch the trailer and we can discuss.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's time I tell you a story. A story of a cub, not much bigger than you.
So just to be clear, we're not in this story?
There's a lot of stories with all of us. Tell one of those.
Long before they became legends, Mufasa and the prince who would come to be known as Scar became brothers.
Hello, what's your name?
Mufasa.
I told you to wait for me. We can't just leave him here.
Rules are rules, Tucker. The king will never accept a stray.
I'm not a stray. I'm just lost.
We do not associate with outsiders. Tucker is the future king. We must protect the bloodline.
But, Dad, I saved his life. I have a secret, Mufasa. I always wanted a brother.
I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother.
Sometimes I get a scent. It's barely a trace on the wind. And it smells like home. And then it's gone.
You and Tucker together, that is home. Now both of you go. Find your place in the circle of life.
The circle is broken. There will be one Lion King.
Mufasa, run!
We must fight together. If we fight, we die.
Just to be clear, I never signed up for this.
I'm here to protect you, my brother.
Mufasa! This was a bad idea! We're alive! I did it! I saved us!
You were saying?
I mean, you get a lot of the people back from the first, live action, which is interesting. And I like it's a story that they're telling. It's not just like a prequel. It's like, oh, here the Rafiki is telling the story to Simba's kids. So I'm like, okay, that's a cool way to tell a story like this. It's gonna end super sad, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for it. Because you know where the original story picks up. Where they hate. Scar hates him, and there's issues and blah blah blah. So I'm curious to know what exactly happened between the two of them. Where Scar is willing to kill Mufasa. So yeah, I just feel like it's not gonna have the happy ending that you think it is. And also, before you go, I think Mufasa is still gonna be royalty in this somehow. They're gonna. I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel this is very Moses like. You know what I mean? They find him in a river, and then you find out oh, he's really like a more true king, more so, something like along those lines. You know, that's what I think might happen. That like he's lost. You know, that somehow he was the original. Like his dad was the Pride leader before. You know, before Scar's dad or some shit like that. You know, I don't know.
Hmm.
I could see them doing something like that.
Okay, this is hard for me because the Lion King original, the animated Lion King is my favorite thing I've ever seen. The most moving thing I've ever felt or seen ever. Like that's it. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. So the
Mm,
beginning of it made me feel like Mufasa stole the kingdom from Scar. That's kind of
mhm.
messed up, right? The more further we went into the trailer, the more I realized it looks like they're not at Pride Rock.
Ooh,
So what I think
that's
is, yes, Scar would be king after Mufasa if Mufasa was going to be king and went back to where he's originally from. They found where he's originally from, and then Mufasa is supposed to be king there, and he's the prince, and then Scar's the one behind him all those times. And Scar's like, I left my pride to follow you, and then I don't get the kingdom somehow.
mm.
I I think that could be the big issue. But if not, if if Mufasa took the kingdom from Scar because he was braver than him, that's effed up. And that makes and it makes Mufasa less of a heroic character. And
Yeah,
I'm I'm not sure how I feel about it. I know I'm definitely
yeah,
gonna go see it. I know I'm gonna go see it, but I'm not
yeah.
sure if I'm. It might be something that I watch and I don't like what they do, and I end up hating it because of it.
Hmm.
I'm going to give it a chance. It's going to make a lot of money, but I am not sure how they're going to reconcile. And that's why I don't necessarily think we needed this, even though Mufasa is such a great character. Because if you ruin the first movie,
If
you
you
ruin
ruin the
everything.
lore, yeah,
Yeah.
if you ruin the lore, you ruin everything. Yeah, and that's why I don't think they're gonna go that route. I don't think they're gonna be the route of him stealing the crown. I think, like you said, like I feel like it's gonna be he's the true leader or something along those lines. Like he's not just an orphan. Like he's like the son of the king. Or something like that. Like they're gonna make him royal. You know, to the point where he's more royal than what Scar's royal kind of meets. You know what I mean? Something
Or
along those lines.
Scar's pride was in that shadowy place. That's why Scar was in the shadowy place because that
Yeah.
was the other kingdom
That was the old
that
kingdom. Oh,
died out
like
because of all the
the
other
elephant
stuff.
graveyard.
Yeah,
That'd
so
be that'd
that
be
was
interesting.
that's the other kingdom. That's why Scar is over there.
Yeah.
Of course, Mufasa warned his brother, "Hey, you come with me in my kingdom. My kingdom's Pride Rock." So he
Yeah.
didn't steal it. It's just that then Scar's just angry because you took all the lions to your kingdom and left me with crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like
That's why I'm like, I'm it this movie is gonna succeed or fail on how it sets up the original story. How Scar winds up hating Mufasa. It needs to be a way where you still respect Mufasa and um like um give validation to Scar's anger and jealousy. You know what I mean? So you need to do the both. You need to respect Mufasa and validate Scar. And that's hard to do. The one thing I would say is the director for this movie, he came out on Comic-Con when they showed some trailers too there. And he gave a speech on how important this movie is to him and how much he loves it. And it was a really good speech. I go back and watch if anybody hasn't seen it. It seems like he really does care about this franchise and this story, which gives me a little hope that it's not going to be just kind of quickly put together. Plus, Lin-Manuel Miranda is doing the music, and that man only knows how to make hits. Especially for Disney movies. And there's going to be, I think, a couple new songs from him, like in here. I forgot they announced them at D23. But I'm worried. I have a little faith, but there's still that like that feeling. You're like, oh, don't mess this up.
Yeah.
Don't mess this up. So I hope I hope they don't. I really hope they don't.
Here's my other issue. Beyonce's in this movie. Yeah, I said it. I worry about that because she
And her
was not
daughter.
good in the first live action Lion King.
No,
She just was not.
no.
I don't even know if it was her fault the way it was written, but it's just that wasn't good. I'm worried that you forget what this is about. So I don't know. I'm intrigued. I am very worried, and just gotta see where the chips may lay. And word of mouth I think this makes $1 billion regardless. But if it's a good movie or a bad movie, it's exactly what you said. How it's written, how the story is laid out.
Yeah. That's gonna. I think that. Sorry, if it's a good story, that's gonna put it up to a billion, well over $1 billion. But just it looks great. I think it looks really better than the last live action, quote unquote. I think it looks better than that. And the music's gonna hit. So you got at least visually and sound wise looks good. So now you just need a story to go with it.
I'm gonna go here, Tank. I think this movie makes $1 billion no matter what. Okay.
Yeah, I mean I can see it for sure.
I think it becomes the #1 movie this year if it's a good story.
Oh man, you talking about over Inside Out?
Hmm?
I can see it.
Well, I don't, and maybe, but it would have to be the entire run, not because it comes
not
out
just for the
December
year.
20th, not just the end of 2024, but this entire run would together might be the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah,
Just like Spider-Man was, it was the biggest movie, but it came at the end of December. So
but I like the director. I like his passion behind it, so I have a little bit of faith in it. So I'm definitely gonna check it out. I have more faith in this one than I did in that last one. That last one was trash. I was never excited about it at all. I watched the trailers. I was less excited. This one, I really wasn't excited. And then I saw the teaser. I was like, okay, it looks cool. And then I saw this trailer, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested now. I'm not excited, but I'm very interested because I want to know the story. So yeah.
this is where we stand, guys. We're both excited. I'm worried. But what do you guys think? What do you think this is going to be? Do you think that they're going to do the story the correct way? Do you think that is Beyonce a factor in this movie? Is the story the major thing in this movie? I think that's probably the #1 thing. Let us know what you guys say in this comment section. Please just jump in there. Tell us what you think. I want to know. I really am excited and worried and want to have someone push me on one side or the other. I'm gonna go see it regardless. I think you guys will go see it regardless. But just say what you guys are thinking. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the Spoiler Kings. We hit live on Mondays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. We go until we fall asleep. But please join us during the live show if you're watching this later. And for the guys who are watching live right now, we're going to go to the next thing because once again, set D23 was been amazing, and we're going to continue to talk about it.